Merry Meets, everyone. Today we're going to be doing a love, passion, and lust candle working. So this is going to be for if you're already in a relationship and you just want to kind of rekindle things a little bit, you know, when life gets busy and you just haven't been able to spend a whole lot of time with each other, and you just kind of want to regain that passion and lust for each other and just rekindle that love that you already have. So that's what this candle working's for. It's really simple. You can use all the ingredients that I'm using, or you could use none of it. You could just simply do the candle itself, and that would be perfectly fine. So I have already cleansed everything with sage as usual. So if you choose to do that, you can. If not, then, you know, that's perfectly fine too. So let's see. So I've already inscribed on my candle what it is that I'm wanting. I've wrote, since I'm working this one for my husband and I've wrote his name, his full name, and my full name, and then I've wrote what it is that I am wanting. So I've inscribed love, passion, and lust on mine, and for each other always. That's what my exact inscription. So you can pretty much word it however you want. You'll just need the names of the people that you're going to be working the spell work for, and then your intention. So this one is, you know, to kind of rekindle that love that you already have, and kind of, you know, reamp that passion and lust for each other. So I'll go through the things that we're going to be using as I, you know, do the working itself. I have already cleansed everything. I do have a Jasmine incense going over there. You know, Jasmine is really good for love, so I thought I would just go ahead and use that, but I had to move it over because it's too close to the camera. First thing you'll want to do is you're going to want to inscribe your candle. So you can either write it on the candle, or you can write a petition, however it is that you choose to do your inscription for the candle magic. Since this is, you know, a very kind of straightforward candle magic, I decided to go ahead and inscribe the candle with it. But, you know, you go ahead and do it however it is that you do it. I always inscribe my candles with a toothpick because they're wooden. For one thing, you know, it's kind of a natural element, and I find it easier to do it with. It doesn't, you know, I've tried to do it with my athame in the past and other different little tools, and I find that this is the easiest way for me. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to start off with is you're going to need some sort of love oil. This is my homemade love oil. It has a variety of different things in it. Definitely, if you guys are interested in a video on this, I will most definitely do one. I don't believe I currently have one for it, but I could definitely put one up for you guys. So this is just a love oil. As you guys know, I make a majority of my oils myself. I don't have a whole lot of access to witchy stores and stuff, so I make mostly everything myself. And, you know, I kind of think that it adds that, you know, extra intention that you've put the time in and the magic in yourself, and all of that goodness. So this is just a love oil. You could use any love oil you want. If you don't have a love oil on hand, then you could use just olive oil or whatever cooking oil that you use in your home. I feel that, you know, if it's something that you're going to be using in your kitchen and using for your family, it would be perfectly fine for this, because we're talking about love here. So, you know, just some sort of oil, doesn't matter what it is. So since I leave all the goodness in mine, I got to shake it up and make sure that all of that shook it around, and the energies are, you know, vibrating again. Ugh, the lid was stuck. So what I'm going to do is I just take a little bit of that and put it on my hand. That's probably way too much for this tiny little candle, but I just dab a little bit on my hand, and then I rub my hands together, waking up all of that, you know, intention and that oil and getting the energies going. And what I do, I'm kind of being a little bit more instructive on this one because I have not done, this is the first candle magic spell that I've done on my channel, so I kind of want to, you know, let you guys know how I do it. I normally do it. So when I anoint a candle, I anoint it from halfway up to the top, to the sky, out into the universe, and then halfway down to the ground and grounding it. There's so many different ways that you can anoint a candle. You just do it however it is that you do it. But you just want to anoint it, get that oil on there really well. It doesn't matter really how you do it. It's, you know, you choose your own preference. That's just kind of how, you know, I started doing it, and it makes sense to me because we're wanting to have our intention go out to the universe and do its thing, but we also want to ground it to reality. So just get it in all the nook and crannies. That way, you know, what we're going to be putting on it will actually stick to it. So once you think that you've finished all of that, and then we're going to be moving on to the next step. So the next thing will be a love powder of some sort. I have a video for this on my channel. It's just a simple little love powder that I made myself. I took a bunch of things and, you know, ground it up in a coffee grinder and made my own little love powder. So, but you could use any type of love powder that you have on hand. You could easily just take herbs that relate to love itself and your intention, and just, you know, put them on the candle. But since I have the love powder now, I'm going to go ahead and use it. And I'm just going to pour a little bit in my hand. That was way too much. And then I'm just going to kind of roll the candle in it. There are so many different ways that you could do this. I believe I already said that, but this is how I do it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just go ahead and get all of the candle covered as best as you can. So I'm just going to lay that down there and close up my jar here. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to fix the candle to the dish. So I just have some matches here. You could use whatever it is that you use to just so it sticks to the bottom of the plate. I started using those matches because I go through lighters so fast that it's not really economical for me to be using lighters anymore. So we're just going to let that cool so it completely adheres itself to the plate. And you can kind of tell as it's doing it, because it'll stop looking so liquidy. I found these little dishes here. They're new. I found them at a yard sale last weekend, and for 25 cents a piece. So I grabbed a couple of them because they're perfect for these little spells like this. So now we're going to enchant the candle for our purpose that's intended. So you could do this before you adhered it, however you want to do it. You can always just do it all at the end. It's totally up to you, but I like to do each step and enchant in between. I got myself distracted and didn't do that for the powder or the oil, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So go ahead and enchant however it is that you enchant, just as long as you know you're enchanting for the intention of the spell work. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next element, which is going to be jasmine. I have jasmine flowers here. Jasmine is very good for love, but it's also, in my opinion, a very soft, gentle type of love. So that's good for a relationship. You kind of need the softness along with the passion. So that's why I've decided to add this. And we go clockwise with this because we're wanting to draw towards us. And I kind of just fill in all of the little spaces so it kind of has a circle around itself. So I always kind of just move it away from the candle a little bit because we don't want them to catch fire. So that was jasmine. We're going to go ahead and enchant it now. For that soft, gentle love that we need in a relationship. So go ahead and enchant it. So that was the jasmine. The next thing is going to be rose. Rose petals, rose buds, whatever type of rose that you got. You could use red roses, pink roses. You could probably even use white roses. As you guys know from my past videos, I really don't go off the color for rose. I just go off of the herbal intention itself. So rose, in my opinion, is going to bring passion to our spell work. So since we want that passion for the relationship and all of that, so that's what the rose is going to be for. We're going to go ahead and enchant it. You can go ahead and enchant it in your hand or in the plate, it doesn't matter. So there's the rose. So the next little aspect that I'm going to be adding is coffee. So coffee is really great for lust. So when we're doing a love candle, we want to also add that element of lust, because we want the relationship to be lustful for each other and you know, have that good aspect of wanting each other physically, as well as, you know, mentally and you know, through feelings. So so we're going to add coffee. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that around the candle. You know, in any good relationship, you know, you need to have that element of sexual desire too. So you know, we all want that. So this is going to add that element into it. So go ahead and enchant the coffee for the element of, or for the purpose of lust. So only a few more things to add to it, and the next one's going to be pink salt. Pink salt, of course, is for, you know, salt is always great for protection. Pink salt is great for love. So we're going to add that, a little bit of love protection to our spell here. So that way that nothing can interfere, no external forces can interfere with this couple's love. So, you know, sometimes you have other people that try to mess with your relationship, and you have outside elements and all of that stuff that try to interfere with, you know, your person's or people's relationships. So this is going to protect the couple in question from that external interference. So we're just going to add the pink salt around the candle. And we are going to enchant that salt for protection of the love that the couple share in question. So go ahead and enchant the salt. Okay. So I have one last thing, and this is strictly a personal thing that I'm going to add, because this spell work is for myself and, you know, my husband. So this is a bouquet that my husband bought me a little while back. So I dried it out and I saved all of the pieces to it. And I'm just going to add these little pieces of this bouquet to my spell work, just to, you know, connect it to my husband and I. So I'm just choosing a flower. I have no idea what these flowers are. So this strictly is for connecting this spell work to me and my husband, is what this is for. So if your partner has given you any type of flower or anything like that and you've saved it, you could use that. If not, you can totally skip this element. And it will be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and enchant this. And I will just enchant this for the purpose of the spell. Because, like I said, I don't even know what the flower is. I'm just using it because it was given to me from the love of my husband. And I think it's perfect for these type of spells. So I'm going to go ahead and enchant it. Place that there. And then the last thing are tag locks. So this is hair from both my husband and I, and that's just going to is going to connect this spell work more efficiently to my husband and I than just the inscribing of the candle. If you do not have these, don't worry, you don't have to use them. If for some reason you don't feel like you need it, then don't. But most of the time you would load the bottom of the candle with this, but this is just a chime candle, so it's too small. So I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to add the tag locks, you know, around the perimeter just a little bit, and that's just going to serve, you know, the purpose of connecting this spell work to both me and my husband. And it only takes just a little bit. You could easily do the same thing with, you know, any type of personal item. So there's our beautiful spell work. So now all you would do is you can enchant it one last time for, you know, the intention of the candle work. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now all you would do is you would just put the candle in a safe place, and you're going to light it and let it burn all the way down. With this type of spell work, you would definitely want to just let it burn all the way down. You wouldn't want to try and do it over several days, because we want this to manifest as quickly as possible. You know, because this is something that we worked so hard to gain in our lives, is that, you know, perfect relationship with the partner of our choice, and we're just doing this to try and maintain what we already have. So we just want to kind of, you know, get it out there and let it do its thing. So, you know, take it to a safe place where it's not going to get bothered or anything. I always put mine on my altar, which is in my bedroom, and then I kind of just close the door a little bit so there's no way that it could get blown out or anything like that. And then just, you know, light it and let it do its thing. Afterwards, I will probably collect the remains, at least some of the remains, and put them either in a sachet or a mojo bag, and then I will continue the working, you know, for as long as I feel like I need it. And with that, you'll need to pull that out. You'll need to put your sachet or your mojo bag in a safe place, away from prying eyes, and then you'll want to bring it out probably every week to charge it. If your relationship is really struggling and you're kind of past that point of just needing to amp it up a little bit, I would definitely do it more than that, maybe once a day, until, you know, you get to that space where, you know, you're just wanting to, you know, maintain and, you know, amplify what you already have. So I would pull it out, at least do it once a week. If you feel like, you know, you need to, you could go longer, then, you know, as always, you go with what your intuition tells you. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and share this with you. I am trying to do more candle magic on my channel. It's just kind of hard because I only do spell work for the things that I'm, you know, needing to do in my personal life. So if I don't need to do candle magic for something, then you know, I'm not normally doing it. So this time, you know, my husband and I are, you know, kind of always going in separate directions, and he works such long shifts and all of that. And, you know, sometimes, you know, even if there's no problem, you kind of just want to rekindle that passion for each other and all of that, and, you know, try and bring that to the forefront a little bit. And that's what this was for my personal use, is just to kind of bring back that personal passion for my husband and I, since our lives are so busy, and we're always seeming to, you know, be going a mile a minute, and this will kind of just bring us together a little bit more. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and share it with you why I was doing it, and I think it's a great spell, you know, for those people who already have established relationships, and yeah, so I will be doing other types of candle magic videos for you guys. I will probably doing some that maybe don't pertain to my personal life, that are just examples. So you guys, you know, I'm a married woman. We've been married a long time. My husband is my high school sweetheart, so I don't really have the opportunity to do magic to find new love or anything like that, but I want to go ahead and do videos to share that type of stuff with you. So it'll probably be like just an example of how I would do those type of spells if I needed to do them, instead of actual spell work like this is. So I'm trying to incorporate more of those into my channel, so definitely stay tuned for those. And for now, this is a really great, you know, little spell work to do for people who already have partners. So I will go take this to my altar and light it up and let it burn down, and then, you know, I'll do the sachet work and all of that. And so yeah, I wanted to go ahead and share it with you. And yeah, so I will see you next time. Everybody blessed be.